But this first one comes from at Kirsten Acuna, who says, the Suicide Squad is probably the wildest, wackiest, bloodiest comic book movie I've ever seen. Very clear they let James Gunn run wild and not hold back. Definitely gives Harley one of her best scenes, period. What Gunn does great is he makes you care about so many obscure characters, just like in Guardians. The difference is that he's allowed to pull the rug out from under you and kill whoever he pleases because it's not a Disney film. Okay, promising start. Here's the next one from at Brandon Davis BD from comicbook.com. He says, the Suicide Squad is absolutely insane, violent as hell, raunchy, unforgiving. James Gunn is fully unleashed. It's sometimes overwhelming. It has moments of heart, humor, action, emotion, all of it. Relentless. There's nothing like it. Damn. High praise. Let's go to the next one. At Germain Lussier. And this individual says, the Suicide Squad is as funny, irreverent, and violent as promised. What I liked best, though, was its heart. Gunn really balances the silly and the serious in a way that the two complement each other really well. I dug it. Also, King Shark rules. Next one comes from at Iceman __ 34. This person says the Suicide Squad is a cosmic mix of action of the 90s combined with exploitation films of the 70s. It's hyper violent, but it knows that it is. It is a little bit Tarantino, definitely a little bit Michael Mann. It's kind of a cosmic gumbo. It almost moves to the beat of jazz. So praising the pacing of the movie. Very cool. Next one, at Eric Davis says, I had the best time watching The Suicide Squad. It is a swing for the fences kind of comic book movie, and I love that. It's big, bold, visually stunning, and you will see James Gunn's horror roots splattered all over this thing. It's violent, but hilarious. Angry, but also very sweet. Idris Elba's Bloodsport and David Dastmalchian's Polka Dot Man are major standouts for me. Bloodsport has the coolest weapons, by the way. I also thought this was the best we've seen of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Her journey in this film is actually quite lovely and quite bloody. Getting a lot of praise from Harley Quinn in these reactions. Love it. And this last one from at Sean _ O'Connell, who I had the pleasure of interviewing on this channel. You can check that out. It's on the main page. He says, I can tell you that at Suicide Squad, WB is totally insane and insanely cool. It's ballsy, unpredictable, funny, incredibly violent, but alive with the uncompromised vision of a gonzo auteur at James Gunn. Suddenly, I Love Rats, must see an at IMAX opening weekend. Also, this is the best use of DC villains. Mind you, there aren't a lot of predecessors, but this is what a Suicide Squad WB needs to be. It's pure, unfiltered, James Gunn, and it's eye-popping. Literally eye-popping? I mean, it's R-rated, so that wouldn't be far-fetched. But very promising reactions coming from a lot of people on social media, which is a welcoming one for any DC fans out there, but any comic book fans as well. Along with the reactions are several new images from a behind-the-scenes video. First one on the top left shows Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, looks like being interrogated, and looks like that guy is about to see his worst nightmare, because this probably leads into that sequence that's been hyped up regarding Harley Quinn. The next one, top right, is our first look at live action Calendar Man, played by Sean Gunn, the brother of director James Gunn, and also the villain Double Down, who's a Flash villain. So we could see some cameos, appearances of other villains in the DC universe. And then bottom left, we have a shot of John Cena's Peacemaker character He looks defeated. He looks beaten down. I'm very curious about John Cena's Peacemaker because of the fact that HBO Max greenlit a Peacemaker solo series based on a vague description from James Gunn. And on the bottom right, we see a figure surrendering to looks like military forces. I get the feeling this takes place early on. I remember seeing footage of Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn. This is when she's firing the rocket. It looks like whatever Suicide Squad we're going to see in the opening sequence will fail, which means Viola Davis will have to activate a secondary squad, probably bringing in Idris Elba's Bloodsport. So, very encouraging first reactions for the Suicide Squad, and also images on top of that. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. Does it change your excitement for the movie? If you were skeptical, does this do anything for you?